peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
My name is Sophie Mwanyumba from the Ministry of Health and working under National Public Health Labs. Today we are visiting the quarantine sites within Nairobi, and the teams are being dispatched out to go and visit the sites. We have the forms which we are going to use to capture the information of the visitors who came from in the country. And we also have the sample collection apparatus, which we have the oropharyngeal swabs and the nasal swabs. And each person is supposed to be taken the two samples, the nasal swab and the oropharyngeal swab. We have our PPEs to protect ourselves. We have the safety gears where we are having this, and the disinfection for disinfecting the apparatus which we are going to use. The waste, we have the biohazard bags where we are going to put all the waste which is generated within the site where we are collecting the specimen. We have the biohazard bags to safeguard the environment. And with us we have the transport media, because we have to make sure that the samples which we are going to carry, they are if the virus is there, they are viable. So we have the transport media which we are carrying with us, and we are maintaining the cold chain, because we have the cool box which is equipped with the ice packs to maintain the cold chain of the virus of the samples as we come back. To my fellow Kenyans, I have a word for you today. Kindly stay at home. I am at work to safeguard the environment and to safeguard ourselves. The corona is real. It is real with us. So please let us stay at home as the health workers continue working and supporting the government on the guidelines which they have been put on place.
Afternoon to you, and thank you so much for watching us wherever you're watching us from. This is Diaspora Dispatches, where now we get to look at the news making headline across Africa. And together with me from the Political Command Center is Dr. David Matanga. Doctor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam. Thank you very much. I feel relaxed and very organized wherever I am this side. How is Nairobi?
We are okay here from the studios here, Touchline Studios here. We are very fine, and we are ready to bring the news to Africa. And perhaps before we get into the news, we look at the statistics in the continent as they stand. We prepared this about a few minutes ago, so we need to know where do we stand in the different African countries before we can get into the African news itself.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we start with Kenya, where confirmed cases is at 363. The death toll is 14. Recoveries is 114 there. Sao Tome and Principe confirmed cases is 4. South Sudan confirmed cases is 6. Uganda confirmed cases 79. Recoveries 47. Tanzania confirmed cases 300. The death there is 10. Recoveries is 48. Central Africa Republic confirmed cases is 50. And recoveries there is 10. And in South Africa, the leading African country with the confirmed cases right now stands at 4,793. The death toll there is 90. Recoveries is 1,473. Algeria confirmed cases is 3,517. Number of death is 432. Recoveries is 1,558. And in Burundi, confirmed cases is 3. Zimbabwe confirmed cases is 32. The death toll is 4. Recoveries is 5. And in Sudan, confirmed cases is 275. The death toll is 22. Recoveries is 21. And in Egypt, confirmed cases is at 4,782. The death toll is 337. Recoveries is 1,236. Morocco, confirmed cases is 4,120. And the death toll in Morocco is 162. Recoveries is 695. Liberia confirmed cases is 133. The death toll is 16. Recoveries is 25. Chad confirmed cases 46. Recoveries 15. Burkina Faso confirmed cases 443. 24 people have died. 146 others have recovered. And Somalia for confirmed cases is at 480. 26 people have died and 10 others have recovered. And in Gambia confirmed cases is 10. One death has been reported and 8 recoveries. Cameroon confirmed cases is 1,705. 58 people have died. 85 people have recovered. And in Senegal confirmed cases is 736. The death toll is 9 and recoveries is 284. And the confirmed cases in Ivory Coast is 1,164. 14 people have died. 499 others have recovered. And in Ghana, confirmed cases in Ghana is 1,550. 11 people have died. 155 others have recovered. And in Mauritius, confirmed cases is 334. 10 people have died. 302 others have recovered. That is really good progress there in Mauritius. With confirmed cases, 334, and then 302 have recovered. And the people who have died there is 10. So how many people are remaining there in getting treatment? I think less than 20 there. So that's very good, figures there for Mauritius. And Nigeria confirmed cases is 1,337. 14 people have died. 255 have recovered. DRC, 459 cases have been confirmed. 28 the death toll. 50 recoveries. Congo Brazzaville, 207 confirmed cases. 8 deaths and recoveries 19. Rwanda confirmed cases 207. Rwanda also has gone really up there. And of course, recoveries in Rwanda is 93 and no death has been reported there from Rwanda. Madagascar confirmed cases is at 128, 75 recoveries. And in Zambia, confirmed cases 89, 3 people have died, 42 have recovered. Togo, confirmed cases is 99. The death toll there is 6, recovery 62. And in Mali, confirmed cases 408. The death toll is 23. Recoveries is 113. And in Niger, confirmed cases is 701. The death toll is 29. Recoveries is 385. Ethiopia, confirmed cases 124. 3 dead, 50 recovered. Tunisia, confirmed cases 967. 39 people have died, 279 others have recovered. And in Djibouti, 1,035 confirmed cases. Djibouti has also gone very up there, and 2 people have died. Recoveries is 477. In Guinea, confirmed cases is at 1,163. 7 people have died. Recoveries there is at 246. And Equatorial Guinea, confirmed cases is 258. 1 person has died. Recoveries there is at 9. Gabon, confirmed cases 211. 3 people have died. Recoveries there stands at 43. And in Libya, confirmed cases is 61. 2 people have died, and recoveries there is 18. Finally, the figures there in Libya are going up, and in Mozambique, confirmed cases is 76. Recoveries is 12. Seychelles, confirmed cases is 11, and 6 recoveries have been made from Seychelles there. And the Sierra Leone, confirmed cases is 99. 4 people have died, and 10 people have recovered. And in Benin, confirmed cases is 64, and 1 person has died. Recoveries there stand at 33. And Eritrea, confirmed cases is 39, and recovered number there is at 13, and no deaths have been reported there from Eritrea. And in Guinea-Bissau, confirmed cases is 73. 1 person has died, 18 has recovered. And finally, Angola, confirmed cases there now stands at 27. 2 people have died and 6 others have recovered. So as per a while ago, I don't know if production can bring us the latest figures, but about an hour ago when this was prepared, confirmed cases, Africa statistics today stood at 32,979. The death toll in the continent is at 1,465. Recoveries that has been made right now is at 9,933 in the continent, and infected countries are still at 52. Virus-free countries is still 2, that is Comoros and Lesotho, still has not confirmed any cases. And it's just yesterday I was reading a news here where police had to battle with the worshippers there who went to the mosques because we know our Muslims brothers and sisters right now are marking the holy month of Ramadan. So some few faithfuls had gone to the mosque to try to have prayers against the measures that has been put in place by the government of Comoros. So the police had to come in there very strongly, and it was a battle between the law enforcers and the people there in Comoros. So this lack of adhering to the law, it appears to be all over the place. So but still Comoros and Lesotho has not recorded any new cases. So the world, of course, infections now stand over 3 million, and confirmed cases today only is at 3,902. The death toll worldwide has surpassed the 200,000 mark, representing about 6.90% of the total number of confirmed cases worldwide. The new deaths today is at 214, and the critical cases is at 56,300, representing 3% of the total numbers that have been confirmed worldwide. And recoveries and the people who have also been discharged worldwide right now are approaching 1 million, and right now stands at 923,448, representing about 30.11% of the cases that have been confirmed worldwide, which I think is really good, because the last time I checked, the recoveries there were at about sometimes 15%, 10%, but right now it has gone up to 30.11%. So that is really encouraging, seeing how the countries all over the world are battling. I'll not read a lot of the other global countries, but I'll read the US one, because it is the one leading in terms of infections and also the number of deaths. And then we should just get into the African news today. And the US right now, the confirmed cases stands at 1,010,507. The death toll is 56,803, and you can still see people wanting to open the bowling alleys and hair salons and what else? Things that are not even essential for people to go back to normalcy, and yet they have recorded 56,000 deaths, approaching 57,000. Like, what is wrong with people still holding protests for the country to open up? I think we are living in very interesting times. So that is just the latest figures today, and as I said there, we prepared them about a while ago, and so I'm sure a bit of that have changed in Africa, and indeed in the total number of across the world. So now let's just get into the African news, and please, if there's anything else you think is happening out there that you need to bring to my attention or to our attention, please feel free to share in the comment section, and I'll be going through your comments very shortly. And please, it's always a pleasure to know where you're watching us from. So all right, so we start with Botswana, where Botswana's President Mokgweetsi Masisi has announced a 1-week extension of the nationwide lockdown that was due to end on 30th April after 1 month. President Masisi said the extension was agreed after advice from health experts following an increase in local transmissions. Now the extension will end on 7th May, followed by 2 weeks of sequentially easing the restrictions in sequence. All right, English sometimes can be a problem, but during the extension, the government will decide on a strategy to ease the restrictions depending on how citizens follow guidelines designed to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. Botswana has confirmed 22 cases of the virus and 1 death. And we go to other news from the United Nations. And now the United Nations Human Rights Office has warned countries against using excessive force during the COVID-19 pandemic. The agency urged the government to recognize that the threat is a virus and not the people. South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda are among countries where security forces have used repressive measures to enforce restrictions to movement. The United Nations Human Rights Commission, Michelle Bachelet, said countries should not use emergency powers as a weapon to quash dissent and control the population. She said shooting, detaining or abusing people for breaking curfew because they are desperately searching for food is unacceptable and unlawful. The UN body she heads said more than 17,000 South Africans have been arrested as a result of the COVID-19 restrictions. And then we go to Libya, where 3 international NGOs have filed a complaint against the European Union for the misuse of funds in its programs in Libya. This is the first legal complaint of its kind. Now the organizations are asking the European Court of Auditors to review the programs funded by the EU Trust Fund for Africa in its operations to Libya. The aim of the complaint is to get auditors to determine if the EU is in breach of their financial human rights obligations towards refugees and migrants. The 3 international organizations, which include the Global a legal action network are essentially accusing the EU of misusing the trust and fund budget, which allocated 97 million US dollars to a project for Libya's border management, including training Libya's Coast Guard for migration control. And I don't know if that has happened. All right, so we see there interesting news from Libya. And we cross over to South Africa, where South Africa has been marking Freedom Day, which celebrates the country's first democratic election in 1994. On the eve of the holiday, the people behind #Anthem Challenge South Africa uploaded a video on YouTube of 1,000 ordinary South Africans singing the national anthem, Nkosi Sikelel' Afrika. I think it's very famous, and the organizer said it celebrated unity and diversity as well as representing freedom. And we move to Ethiopia, where heavy rains have caused flooding and landslides in many areas of Ethiopia, killing 4 and displacing hundreds more. The worst hit area was the eastern city of Dire Dawa. And we move to Ghana, where Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo has announced plans to construct more than 90 hospitals to beef up Ghana health system in the wake of the coronavirus. Just a pause. Did the president of Ghana he didn't know that Ghana needed these hospitals until coronavirus happened, or we shall talk about this. And according to the president, the pandemic has exposed the weakness in the country's health system following years of underinvestment, but critics have questioned how the government intends to pay for its plans. All right. And in a televised address to the nation, Mr. Akufo-Addo said that there will be 88 new district hospitals, 6 regional hospitals and 3 infectious disease centers. They will be built in coastal, central and northern Ghana. The majority of health facilities in the country are poorly resourced, and many parts of the Ghana do not have hospitals at all. How about you fully resource the hospitals that are still available, President Nana Akufo, and then after those have been fully equipped with the medical equipment and medicines and the proper staffing, and then we can build more hospitals? I don't know what your thoughts are, but let me know what you think. We move to Uganda, where a Ugandan policeman who gave permission to a businessman to hold a party and then attend it himself has been arrested and charged with the disobedience of lawful orders and committing negligent acts likely to cause the spread of diseases, a police spokesperson told the BBC. Samson Lubenga, a police commander in Agago, northern Uganda, was detained on Sunday after being at the party organized by someone who had visited the UK and traveled back through Dubai, reports the Daily Monitor newspaper. Are you serious? Well, 70 will come for him, certainly. And we move to Nigeria. The Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday ordered a nationwide curfew from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. beginning from Monday next week to curb COVID-19 spread. Why a week later? What will it even be effective? He also ordered a 2-week total lockdown in Kano State with immediate effect. And Buhari had on March 30th ordered lockdown for initial period of 14 days in the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos and Ogun states, followed by 2-week extension, which ended at on Monday midnight. Several other states introduced similar restrictions. However, the president, in a televised address on Monday, approved a phased and gradual easing of the lockdown in the FCT, Lagos and Ogun states. He, however, extended the lockdown until the 4th of May, when the national curfew would take effect. And now, still in Nigeria, and in response to those measures put in place by President Buhari, the People's Democratic Party on Monday says President Buhari, in his Monday's COVID-19 address, failed to offer decisive solutions to protect Nigerians from the deadly pandemic. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Kola Ologbodiyan, in a statement also expressed disappointment that Buhari did not offer any post-lockdown stimulus to assist Nigerians in the private sector. I don't know if you watched that speech by President Buhari. Did he touch on anything that is of interest to you? Did he address some of your concerns? If you're writing to me and you're watching us from Nigeria, let me know. And we move to South Sudan, where the police in Juba say they will not make any exceptions to anyone while enforcing the coronavirus restrictions orders by the president. This comes after it received calls for the release of a controversial self-proclaimed prophet Abraham Chol. Now, the police arrested Abraham Chol on Sunday for reportedly defying anti-coronavirus directives. He was arrested on Sunday by a joint security unit while worshipping with his followers on a hill in Juba. Are you serious? On a hill in Juba. Okay, and then we move to Biafra, where the Biafra Nations Youth League, BNYL, on Sunday described the relaxation of the COVID-19 lockdown by some governors as very responsible. The BNYL made the remark in a reaction to the statement broadcast by the Anambra State Governor, Willie Obiano, who said churches and markets should reopen, but state boundaries should remain closed. All right, and then we move to Ambazonia, where one person is said to have died and many others arrested and later on released during a military raid in Bafut, Mezan division of the northwest region of Cameroon. And reports have said, according to reports, the soldiers stormed the Bafut locality over the weekend, after which gunshots were heard, sending some residents into the bushes for safety. So you're sitting in your house, people there from Ambazonia, and you just want to be safe in your own house because social distancing and everything else that has come with this coronavirus, and you're in the safety of your house, and then the police, the army coming in and raiding and chasing you out of your house to safety. Like, where are the people of Ambazonia safe there? Very interesting times there from Ambazonia region there in Cameroon. And we go to Gabon, where Gabon's Prime Minister Julien Nkonge Bekale has eased lockdown restrictions in the capital Libreville and 3 neighboring municipalities. The government has insisted imposed a dusk to dawn curfew and allowed shops to reopen. Schools and places of worship will remain closed, however. And we move to Rwanda, where President Paul Kagame has accused Burundi's army of fighting in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, even as he denied claims of deploying his own troops to the region. Tens of thousands of locals have been displaced in South Kivu province of the DRC in the conflict that has escalated in the past few days. Rwanda and Burundi troops have been accused by locals and foreign non-governmental organizations of fighting alongside rival militia groups in eastern DRC. So thank you so much. That is the latest news from across the continent. Doctor, I don't know if you are listening, and I don't know what has captured your attention there. Yes.
So many people, so many things have captured my attention. First, I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for giving us the African news and the details. Many things have caught my attention. The Ugandan policeman, Samson Lubega, that's how they, I saw you fighting with the pronunciation there. I said WLP. Is Samson Lubega, the policeman in Uganda, gives permission for a party and then attends it himself.
Like that was not enough.
That's very, very, Africa. Let me tell you, Miriam, yes. Let me take off my glasses. Then look the way I used to be handsome without the glasses. But nowadays,
let's just get to the police officer. Yes.
Yes. The situation, people in Africa take things lightly. People in Africa take things jokingly. If you can see people in Kenya calling Mr. Mutahi Kagwe, Mr. COVID, have you seen what they are doing on Twitter? That's what, exactly. So this policeman gives permission, then he himself attends the party and the drinks. So he's lost his job. He's gonna be charged. If he's lucky, if Museveni decides, he can even increase your jail term. Because the president in Uganda has the powers to increase even your jail term. Yes. 2, General Buhari. This guy is a mad man. Africa has got mad presidents. One of them is this one, Buhari. Why did he wait for so long to put a restrictions. Now he's saying it will even happen not now, but the next week. So we are not serious people. We are not serious people. A country like Nigeria should be having several people who have scientists. You know, Biafran doctors are the ones that fill the United States hospitals. They are working in London, Biafrans. Buhari has tested all of them out of Nigeria. They are working, giving support there. They would have found the medicine now. That is what Africa is. Let's go to South Sudan. They have done so well on the question of COVID-19. Salva Kiir and the government of Riek Machar and others, thank you very much. I give kudos. Yes. Ambazonia, they have ceased to fire the rebels, but one, Paul Obiya does not, where is he? He has disappeared. COVID-19 is very dangerous to his age. I don't know whether you have yes. Thank you very much, viewers. And lastly, what has happened is Gabon Prime Minister and the Rwanda President, there's something has touched me. This Rwanda and Burundi. Rwanda President Paul Kagame has accused Burundi's army of fighting in Eastern Congo. Is he also there or not? How did he know?
He has refuted the claims that we've seen a lot of fighting over the weekend. As a matter of fact, a lot of people lost their lives there in the DRC.
You know,
yes.
You know what, Miriam? I told you, and I told the Africans, and listen to me, and mark this in history. If COVID-19 had not arrived, by now, we were going to have a very serious, active war in East and the Central African Republic. Yes, yes, it could be there. This war started 4 years ago, and our viewers must be informed very nice. 4 years ago, we could have had a very big war. You see now, the resources are going down. These countries now need more resources, need to steal more diamonds, more gold from Congo and sell, and certify them as Burundi diamond. Yet there is no diamond mine in Burundi. I'm telling you, they have invaded, they have a policy. Both all these governments in that region, apart from Kenya, they have that policy, including my own government. They start, and you will see now, those rebels are in Burundi. You will see Uganda also, some rebels in Ngoma. They have started. So there is a problem in Africa.
All right, and there's, as I read there, the South Sudanese news there about this prophet that was arrested. Our viewers here seems to be Emmanuel Malual and who else? Yes, Emmanuel Malual. First, you said the self-proclaimed prophet Abraham Chol should not be arrested alone in South Sudan. Some politicians have been defying the order since many oppositions gathered to announce their defections. And also, Emmanuel Malual, you're saying restrictions in Juba, but NAS forces are raping women in Yei, South Sudan, despite the orders of self-distancing and self-quarantine. And I saw that news, Dr. earlier there, the forces in South Sudan, the military, are the ones who are raping women. And what is the future of South Sudan? I know COVID-19 changed perhaps all the plans there in South Sudan, and I don't know. What's your comments on that?
Whatever I wanted to talk about South Sudan, God has changed it. The Pope has changed it. You know why? Whatever I wanted to talk, I will not talk. They have done very well on COVID-19. So let me give them encouragement instead of condemnation. Yeah.
But the soldiers who are supposed to be enforcing this law are the ones who are...
Minimal. That's minimal. Let's leave it. Let's give them... Yeah, it's minimal.
Raping is minimal.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Because
I saw that news, yes, they're raping women in the villages. In Yei, and I saw that report, I think, was it on
Yei is near Uganda border, yes. Yei is where General Garang comes from. I know that area, I know Sudan very well. And I believe that these soldiers will be brought to custody, to courts. They should not rape women. They should rape nothing. COVID now is COVID. Why would you rape a woman? You don't know what he's carrying. And you're a soldier.
All right. So we move to Ghana, and we see that
there's something that is Callistus Rumula is saying.
Yes.
Callistus Rumula, the case between Kenya and Somalia on ICJ. First, the good news, that judge is gone. Kwisha, that small boy there, small boy.
Is an old man?
And the small boy. If he says he's big man, I will bring the tape. I finished him. He's not there, he's resigned. He retired very early. I went for him and I retired early. So whatever the judges will do, if the courts come, I am going again. If COVID goes away, I will be going again. Let's tackle them. That case cannot be had. It will not be had. We want it to come back here in Africa. That's all. Farimajo must know that. If he doesn't want to know, it is his problem. Kenya should not take part in this. Let them just give out. Forget about it. That's it. Thank you.
All right, and we move to Ghana, where the president of Ghana there, Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo, has now announced plans to construct more than 90 hospitals to beef up Ghana's health system in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. According to the president, the pandemic has exposed the weakness in the country's health system following years of underinvestment, but critics have questioned how the government intends to pay its plans, even as it plans to build more hospitals. The ones that are available there in Ghana, Doctor, the majority of the health facilities in the country are poorly resourced. So how are you now planning to build more hospitals while the ones which are there are poorly resourced, do not have enough staff, do not have the right equipment? And why is it that it took COVID-19 for President Akufo-Addo and so a lot of African leaders to see that the health system is in dire need? What? I can't.
I told you that.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
We have a problem in Africa. I told you in Uganda we have 100 good hospitals. In each place, each district, formerly, Uganda had 32 districts. Each district has a hospital or more, or each region. But my hospital in my place where I come from last saw paint in 1968. And when I talked about this health this last week, one of the viewers went and took a photograph and sent it to me from home. We have less than 800,000 beds on the entire African continent. This COVID-19 has made us wake up. we are waking up now. We better prepare it. We better prepare ourselves. We better be careful.
And one of
some news,
yes.
Some news that have just come in while you are while we are on air. The Kenyan government has made plans to evacuate 500 citizens from China, India, and India. According to the Principal Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Macharia Kamau, the government will lift 200 from India and 300 from China using Kenya Airways. Ambassador Kamau said those in India will be brought home on May 4th, while those in China will come home on May 8th. At least 18 Kenyans have died of coronavirus in foreign countries since its outbreak. I told you diplomacy pays. Hasn't it paid? I was telling people, instead of shouting at the president, insulting the president, some of us went to this national television and pleaded with the president. You heard that. You say, Mr. President, help them now. Because watu wengine walienda China on their own business. They were caught there without papers. But now, if it is the plan to evacuate even the students to get out of China, then but today 500 you are bringing, have they been screened? These are some, Mr. Ambassador Macharia, make sure that they are screened from there. In fact, Chinese screening is very, very real. Kabisa. They squeeze even the blood from inside. Sure. And they screen every molecule, every hour. So, screen them, bring them back home. Because I believe they are going to come, but they will not go straight to their homes. They will also be in quarantine. Yes.
And I hope they're coming here.
That's very good news.
Yes.
Government can bring them, lakini iwaweke kwa quarantine.
Yes.
14 days.
Yes.
Walipe hiyo.
All right, very well. Yeah, because I hope they know that fully well, that when they come into the country, they're expected to go to mandatory quarantine, whether they have been tested in China or India or not. When they come here, they have to go to quarantine for another 14 days. So I hope when they come here, that will not be a problem. I hope the government makes that very easy. I really applaud the government for that move because it was a great concern, especially to our people there in the rest of Africa, in China, who have been going through very difficult conditions. And so I'm happy that the government of Kenya has taken this move. But I'm also in India, there are a couple of Kenyans, because a lot of Kenyans sometimes go there for treatment, for cancer and other treatments. So they were caught up in this with, a fault that was not their own. So I'm really glad that the government has considered, because it says to look at this case on case-by-case basis. So I'm happy that they're able to do this, and a very good move there by the government and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So very well, I'm sure those Kenyans are happy. So I hope the rest of Africans can take cue and do the right thing by you people. So now, there's a question here by one of our viewers, God Servius Adwebo. You're saying, how will all African leaders know the condition of their hospitals when they run to abroad for treatment when they are sick? Yes, because I was taking an issue with this thing of Ghana's president, Nana Akufo-Addo. Well, it is very noble. Now he thinks the country needs 90 more hospitals. I don't even know the number of hospitals there in Ghana. Now he realizes after this COVID-19 has challenged the health system in Ghana, as it has across other African countries and indeed the world. He's realizing now he needs to build more 90 hospitals to beef up the Ghana's health system. But also the hospitals that are there right now as we speak are very lacking. And Doctor, as we were doing the statistics here the other day, you brought up the issue of Africa do not even have the number of beds we have in our hospitals. And one of our viewer here is saying, how can they even know the condition of our hospitals when every time they even have a headache, they take the first flight to go to treatment abroad? So this COVID-19, will it be a turnaround for Africa moving forward in terms of improvement of our health systems?
You know what? Most of the leaders in Africa get treatment from abroad. Buhari, for example, is always seen in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, in Jeddah, seeking treatment. But it is very easy to build a nice hospital in Abuja, stock it with all first-class equipment, and even name it Mr. President Hospital, mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you will create employment for sweepers, those who sweep the wards, who wash the curtains, who wash the floor. You will create employment. So what I advise African leaders to do, build a nice hospital in your town. Name it according to your name. Like President Museveni should build a hospital called Museveni Hospital. Alone, bring these doctors, pick good ones from China, there, another one there. One, people will not complain. In fact, when you see now at the moment, I have reached the stage where to advise at the age, my age, I need to advise people in Africa not to tell lies. What is the use of a president of Africa going to another country? Yet you can make money. You can have money. Build a hospital. Bring that money and put a hospital in your capital city. Take 2, 3, 5 acres. An operating theater, a mortuary. Sorry, let's not start with mortuary. It's very bad news. Operating theater, outpatient. Stock it with medicine.
Yes.
To help yourself and your family. We don't mind if your family goes there and they are treated. That's good. In fact, if one African head of state does that, that will be news for Africa. This question of that the president has been thrown abroad for medical treatment. It doesn't sound well.
It does not augur well with a lot of us
even
here. Because,
when you reach there, the nurses are looking at you to say, look at it.
Look at
the white nurses look at you in the ward. Why did they come here?
Why can't you improve their own hospitals back at home? And you are the head of state, so I've always
and the
you.
Manasseh said I've gone wrong to bring doctors from China. Okay, sorry Manasseh, to bring doctors from London or Denmark, where you are.
is in Denmark. And another viewers here, Samuel Chaga, is saying good morning, Punchline. As you know, in Sweden we didn't or have lockdown. Those restaurants not adhering to set rules are closed or lose their licenses if they don't requisition their settings. So he's saying in Sweden they really didn't have a lockdown, so there were some measures that the government gave, some directives. So any restaurant that went against this was locked down, and they were the licenses were revoked there. They lost their licenses basically. So this is in line with the new directive that we saw yesterday there by the Minister of Health, giving out measures, outlining some measures that for the restaurants in Kenya who now can be up and running. They've been given a set of new rules. If you have to operate, then this is what you have to do in terms of ensuring that people are safe. Yes. Yes.
To me, perhaps I did not say something about the restaurants, which I can say now, because I was overwhelmed by some of the things. Then I went for a few minutes. The points I wanted to deliver to you, Miriam, are these. One, restaurants and hotels are the biggest consumer of Kenya's products, food, eggs. If you close the hotel, do you know how many people you are killing in terms of employment? Very many. So people who are making noise that you open our churches, what do we eat? What do we eat in the church? You can pray at home. I've been praying from my house every Sunday. I wait, and every evening before I go to bed, I kneel down to pray. I don't need a church to pray. The people, the pastors who are shouting now are the people who were relying on money that is collected every Sunday. Wacha tuambiane kwa ukweli. Mungu hapana iko kwa kanisa peke yake. Mungu ako kila pali. God is everywhere. Don't tell people that because they have opened restaurants, open churches, then people go there. Let me ask one question. How will you go to these churches? How will you sort out the people coming to church? In a restaurant, it is, you can tell people, we are 10, we are full, don't come. Now, I want this reference and the bishop who are doing this to tell me how they will stop people from coming to church. How did they select the people coming to church? Tell me. Me Kenyan, imechoka mimi. Imechoka, wacha nikwambie. There are things that annoy. Miriam. In a restaurant, it serves, you know, the waiters, the food.
It's easy to control,
the eggs,
yes.
The delivery. The economy is going. Kenyatta has done a very good thing to allow the economy grow. Because that food, the cabbage that you find on Naivasha Road coming, where does it go? It goes to these hotels and the people eat. So people are delivering their food, payments will come. When the COVID is over, the payments will be there. You will need the money. But what do you need the church for now? What do you need the church? The church is the priest. The priest can pray and all of us can sit at home.
No,
and listen.
The church is us. We are the church. We are the body of Christ. We are the church. According to
you are the body of the Christ. Does the body appear in the church?
The church is not the four buildings, yes. The four walls.
It's not the building.
Yes.
It's not the building. It's not the bricks.
Yes.
Bishop, especially Nakuru. You see? There are people.
And that one in South Sudan who went praying in a hill in Juba, the prophet. What is his name?
The prophet.
Yes. In Juba. So he was arrested. Yes.
There's a small problem
Prophet
I want to sort.
Abraham Cho.
There's a small problem I want to sort out here. Can you allow me to sort it out?
Go right ahead.
These guys who say they pray every day. What is praying? Praying is unaomba to obey. But the deputy president prays and doesn't obey. Wacha nigonge hiyo. You can kill me now. He prays, but he doesn't obey his boss. They have brought us a crisis in the middle of a crisis. So what is obeying? Why do you pray when you can't obey the orders? The doctrine of a Christian, Christianity is to obey the 10 commandments. Obey your king. Obey your leader. Obey. I teach political science. And let me leave you with this. Because there are some people who think I talk. I did not buy the papers from the streets. Like Macau Mutua in New York. Wachana. Wacha nikwambie leo msikie. Look here. When you are doing a prayer, there once lived a man called, and I want to quote, because time has come. A man called Thomas Sowell, who told us that the last person to trust with power is someone who is dying. You know, listen first, that the last person you should not trust with power is someone who is dying to have it. Umesikia hapa, Miriam? And the viewers, are you listening carefully? The last person, this is Thomas Sowell, a very good thinker. And the best person to wield the power is someone who is reluctant to do so, but who will do it for a while as a civic duty. That is why the legacy trend has borrowed from this script. And then there lived once a man. It is even written in the Holy Script, and it tells us in the Holy Book of Joseph, because of his humility and diligence to serve his master, he went to bed a slave and wake up a prime minister in a far country, or someone who is the courtship of the king. I could bring so many examples of leaders who have ascended, relied on humility, but this forceful disobeying of orders, the 48 rules of power, brings more chaos to this country at this moment. Let me talk Museveni way. And then I want to tell you, history tells us there is one man, and the people who don't know this, get a pen and write, because there is one man called Nicolas Fouquet. Nicolas Fouquet, a French guy, was a flamboyant French finance minister. Akona Beisha. He had a lot of money. Those in Nigeria know what money is. This man had a lot of money, and with a lot, he liked valiant wines, brandy, cognac, Napoleon. He underestimated his king. He went on throwing parties, populists. Kila pale, I am the one who prays more. Come tonight and pray with me. Let's go on Sunday. Enjoy. Where is it now? Nobody is moving. Now, one day the king heard that this Nicholas is telling people that you are nothing. And guess what the king did? Your guess is my guess. Mm-hmm. The king banned this man from France and flew him to an island where he was not heard. You can't swim and come back. You can't give your people fanatics. You know, we don't have supporters here. We have fanatics. You have a fanatic like a Itumbi writing fanatic things, creating story to overthrow that people want to kill someone. I'm not a fanatic. I am just a loyal supporter of His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Full stop. Kama miaka yetu inaisha 2022, tutaenda. It is up to Kenyans. If they want to say pitia hapa, itapitia. Lakini uwezi kusupport mtu anataka kunyang'anya wewe hata your trouser when you still want to wear it. Miriam, So I hope we have brought some sense to your program this afternoon. After a short a nap, and after a good morning. How many hours have we done, my dear? 4 marathon hours. No, are they 4? Yes. We have done a great job in the 4 hours. I want to thank you so much. We woke up very early. Don't forget to read my readings on Facebook. Very good information there. On my phone, 5 a.m. I post on dot. Miriam, very nice, especially to students studying international relations. Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. For example, today's thought: what will Africa look like? What will it look like after COVID? Shall we stand up to be on the level, like competing? What has COVID taught us? Have we been taught that we don't build hospitals today? We should have built hospitals a long time ago. With the president of Ghana building hospitals now, how will they help? They will kill people. People are dying. Ghana got independence 63 years ago. Today, they don't have even clinics in some areas. What type of Africa is this? That is my closing remarks. I want to thank you very, 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 very much. Every time you put a smile on my face. And I continue doing so in the name of Punchline Africa Television. All the way, miles away from me. I don't know whether you miss me. The viewers will say whether we miss each other. But thank you very much. We miss each other, and our partnership on the show all the time on that chair seem to be diminishing. I don't know what time you will give me permission to return, but you have locked me this way.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless you. Back to you. Thank you very much. Unless anything else, I sit in the chair and watch you switch off and on the gadget.
All right. Doctor, they're joining us from the Political Command Center, and I see a lot of you are responding to this news from Ghana, where President Nana Akufo-Addo now plans to construct more than 90 hospitals to beef up Ghana's health system. And even as he plans to do this, the existing health system is poorly funded, the health facilities there are poorly resourced, and many in the parts of in Ghana have not been benefiting. So this COVID-19 seems to have given Ghanaian president there, Mr. Akufo-Addo, a wake-up call, and so it should be to the rest of our African leaders there, who usually are very quick to go look for treatment elsewhere in the world. So I'll just read a few of your comments and then I'll just sign off. Emmanuel Malwal, you're saying thanks to Kenyan government who have evacuated the citizens than our government in South Sudan who are not helping us to return back home. You're returning back to which home? Let's wait for the peace to hold over there. But still, yes, kudos there to the Kenyan government. And Joseph Otto Manasseh, you're saying, Doctor, you have gone wrong a bit. Did you say bring doctors from China? And Paul Onyango is saying the cure to our hospitals in Africa is to ban all leaders from going to be treated abroad. Very well, Paul Onyango, I think this would really work. Do you think they'll not go abroad to seek for treatment? Maybe they can, do better in terms of improving, the health system here in Africa. And Joseph Otto Manasseh, you're saying, no, there are doctors in Africa. What about from Senegal? And Emmanuel Malual, you're saying Russian President Vladimir Putin accused African leaders last week of making Africa a cemetery for them by taking treatment abroad than building their hospitals in their countries. And you're also saying, no, Otto, you're saying that 80% of African doctors are from Ghana are in New York. 80% of African doctors from Nigeria are in Los Angeles, United States. Did you know that? Yes, you're watching from Denmark. All right, thank you so much. And Samuel Chaga is saying, by the way, the churches were closed and not more than 50 people should gather. Very well there. Yes, thank are no longer a business, no longer churches of God, but are becoming churches of lucrative businesses, ventures. It is good. Government-stopped churches now are good, not getting politicians attending the services and donating huge money. That money should now be given to the people, I believe. And Abulu Agu, you're saying God bless you, and God bless you too. And Judith Zhang, you're saying hello, doctor. He's there. Thank you so much for watching us. That has been Diaspora Dispatches. We meet here sometimes tomorrow at 9 a.m. for our Daytime Express. Thank you so much for watching. I am Miriam Ogutu. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for me.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.